Fifth and open on the E string. First pattern, second and third are so a deadened percussive note. I think a lot of the noise is coming from me actually fretting out the string with my right hand, but the pick is also going through it. So that last phrase is pretty rapid when it's up to speed. It then, after 2 repetitions, settles down to for 1 repetition. Then simpler as it gets going, just the that's played through 3 times. Then the same sort of idea, but moving the fretted note around. So starting off D on the A string, 5th fret, down to C, across to G on the E, then 2 bars on the 5th fret A with a deadened note again. That's all repeated. Then for the 4th pattern you get a similar idea, just each section is half the length, so it ends up being and the A is just played in the same fashion. That is then repeated. Then you get so C, D, and then sliding down from the C on the E string, 8th fret. First ending would be then the second time you have again a slide there, and he's very clear on the tab, but just down from the 5th fret, the A note. And there's a lot of variation going on, so the is sometimes so on, and the same with that. It's fairly fluid. That whole section is played through twice, nearly got to the actual verse. Then we have so anything to watch there is here the G note. You're starting with an upstroke. Play through twice. Second time, that ending leads on to so notes from a G minor pentatonic. Played through twice, ending with a bar of 2/4. And finally we're at the verse riff. Again, just watch the picking there, because the B note is tied across the bar. So you're hitting it again on the and of 1, the second bar. with an up. Again, the rhythms, the patterns just change at will. Alright, that I think for the first verse that cycled through 13 times or something. I think it's played maybe 4 times before the verse actually comes in. And then you come to a little bridge section. So first time 6 times on the E note on the D string, down B minor scale I believe, then 6 times on the B note, the 2nd fret of the A string, back up the scale, then it's 5 times on the E, down to the open A, and back up, 2nd time through the 2nd end of the phrase, just simply stays on the open A, and that leads back into the pattern for the 2nd verse. I think that's repeated something like 9 times this time, so I think it gets kind of straight into it. Then the bridge pattern again. Leads back into the verse pattern, but just for 1 repetition. Now you have a different pattern that's played all the way through the 3rd verse. Again, just the picking there, the B notes start with ups. That's really all that there is to it pattern wise. That just goes back into the verse riff, and it just the outros is just the verse repeated. He does start playing around a little bit. You have a pattern and a few little runs around. I think it's a B minor pentatonic, so nothing very very interesting. So that's all of the parts to that one.